Right, well, guys, welcome to the stream. Obviously, this is your username, so we'll stick to using, I think you said George. I just want to double check quickly. George O. So this is for you, buddy. I've got your OFP, I've got your flight plan, I've got the complaints. So I don't know. I'm just going to improvise. I'm just going to throw a whole bunch of things here together, and let's see what we come up with. I'm going to use Active Sky. I'm obviously not prepared, so I've enabled my desktop background view so you guys can see what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to run through a couple of things and then obviously just chat with me as we continue. I just want to get rid of some of the plugins I used earlier, so I don't want to fly online. Skipping all of that, and that should be fine. Right, so we are saying EBBR to EHAM. Right, these are the actual data from your, well, this is the actual OFP, so an actual data from the OFP. So we're going to use that. Then what I'm going to do, so I'm going to fire up PFPX and Navigraph. Hang on a second, get that thing on my screen as well. EHAM, yeah, that's right, EHAM. So let's create that flight for us. Right, so just as a matter of interest, I've got 4 screens and I've got everything all over the place now. So I'm just looking for all the information I need. George, are you on stream? Okay, well, then I'm texting you, so let's see. what I'm going to do, right, okay, on the ground. Can you join me on YouTube? Let's see. So we're going to go 180, full house, 164. Okay, so according to the payload here, we need 19.3. So where's the calculator? Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to set the CI. I'm just giving you thumbs up there. We'll set the CI. That's for Ryanair, obviously, I suppose. Let's see. What is the timing like here? 15 minutes. Right, we might not have exactly the same, but similar. Right. The fuel will be 5.3. Let's just see what it's rounded to. 5.3. Okay, we can look at that in a moment. Then let's grab your. Let's go back to your actual flight plan. So we're just going to Helen and we'll figure out the rest. Okay, cool. Got it. Okay, I have a silly question now myself because I'm looking at the stream pages. I can see you talking on YouTube. Man, these guys have messed up this new studio. Let me just say hello to you. Yeah, this is the only place it seems I can chat with you. Streamlabs OBS is not connected to this stream chat, which is highly irritating. So now I'm sitting with an additional screen to have to check. So sorry about that, George. Just bear with me. I see we can at least chat on the stream. It's going to be easier chatting on the stream than it's going to be to chat on Discord. I hope you can see me chatting to you now. Okay. All right. This thing is driving me insane, so we're going to skip all that worries. Okay. Right. Next. Where's your OFB now? You said 2.5, right? And 3.6 right on the arrival. Then 2G and then I don't know, 1 alpha. That's an interesting short little flight. That actually looks quite cool. Sure, thanks, George. Okay, so that is a big problem all of a sudden, and immediately this aircraft is way too heavy. Way too heavy, way too heavy. Get rid of the cargo. What would be the maximum flight altitude? The ATC is going to give us 18. Um, let's think about this. Max. Let's see what it says. It says 16. Right, okay. We're going to keep 16, then we will try when we are in the Zibo. Hey, Fossil. I'm quickly doing a test flight. Quite a few guys are complaining that the Zibo doesn't descend automatically. So this was a gentleman, George, as mentioned in the chat here, who is assisting me with his OFP, and we're quickly going to do the flight and see if we can spot something. The first thing I did notice is that Simbrief just overloaded his aircraft by many tons. Also, the maximum flight level, again, for distance and weight is completely wrong now. So I'm just working through the things. We're going to see what we can do. See how we handle this. And then the other thing is this new server of YouTube that I've tried again. It's not connected to the chat. I simply cannot see the chat here. It is highly irritating. So now I've got to continuously move my screens around just to be able to be in the chat. It is ridiculous. Alright, so go to flaps 5. I saw a lot of chatter on my Discord, but I was kind of napping a bit for the afternoon, and then waited for lunch and all the other nice things. So I'm awake now. I'll go and look at the chatter later. Never paid attention to it at that point in time. Right. Well, 0 fuel weight 61. Yeah, I've got it. Yeah, I've got it. Yeah. Um, my zero fuel weight is 58.3. The problem that I have with your information that Simbrief has given us, George, is the payload of 19.3 is too much. It is too heavy. The aircraft cannot, it's out of parameters, it's out of bounds, whatever you want to call it. It's impossible to do. So I had to remove the payload, the cargo of 2.5, almost 2,500 tons. So that is a problem with SimBrief. If you look at my screen now, what you see in front of you, this is PFPX, and I actually got the information and did this whole setup based upon everything that Twixter gave me. So this is actual Zibo data versus SimBrief's generic template. Uh, so that obviously makes a difference as well. But yeah, my zero fuel weight is going to be slightly less because that aircraft, the 2.5 tons for cargo extra is not doable on this flight. Just too heavy. All right, just want to make sure I've got everything. So let's copy this while we are here. And we're going to go to Navigraph and do the same there. So let's release the flight. Yeah. This is a freaking awesome flight. The more I look at it, the more excited I get. Right, so runway 25, Ellen, let's take our charts quickly, pin it for us. Damn, this is going to be interesting. George, there is, if you look in the description of the video, I know it's not going to be yet. It's the new YouTube server. Look at any one of my other videos. Underneath the video, there is a link to my private Hangar, my OneDrive. Go in there into the Zebo folder. You'll see Explain 11 Zebo, and then there should be PFPX something. In there should be a Zebo data little JPEG or PNG file that you can copy, or you can just copy the information, just read and copy from the PFPX one, and then you can set up a little template for you in SimBrief. It's still not perfect in SimBrief, but it's way better if you just get the correct data. Right, okay, I'm not going to mess with that. Let's keep it that way. We'll take everything step by step, one thing at a time. Airport. 36 right will be that one. Fantastic. Huh? This is going to be interesting. I presume you got vectors. You didn't actually fly this whole approach the way it's set out here, so I'll probably take a chance on that as well. Because I mean, the way I read this one, it's kind of scary. So you're gonna go over, turn around, then come back, basically. Very interesting. Excellent. Thanks for that information. It's kind of similar what I had in mind here as well. Fossil, I think that is the most common mistake. The sim brief template doesn't help because it's an incorrect version of the Zibo. The Zibo is a very specific version of the 800. It doesn't carry all the passengers. It's got different specs in various aspects, and a lot of guys don't know this. And then it gets overloaded for sure many times. I've seen it so many times. The importance of this flight, and with Mr. George here with us having had the issue, is we need something to show the guys. It's very easy to blame the Zibo and to say the aircraft is messed up, but 9 out of 10 times it's actually ignorance on the user side, and I don't mean this offensively in any way, guys. It's just a question of we all need education. Even I continuously go back to the guys and say, tell me why this, why that, what happened, why not, and I still learn every day as well. And this thing's taking forever to load now.
Come on, you domme.
Sorry, that's my son. He's playing some game and he's obviously unhappy. Oh, it's raining. Awesome. Right, so let's get the information in. Better push back. We're gonna have to push this way, I think. Go.
Run to cockpit.
And then we have options.
Call me through the menu when you are ready.
George, I think we need to keep an open mind. I don't think we're saying it's the same. It's just something similar that we've picked up. What you do need to understand is your zero fuel weight, or the weight of the aircraft on a short flight like this, is definitely going to have some influence. But we'll work it out. Let's take this step by step and see how far we get, and if we get the same situation, then we can review the video and look at the data again and see what we come up with. So I'm going to use my OFP because I dropped some of your weight there, obviously. And now I'm actually scared because that could also now jeopardize the whole test. Let me think about that. Obviously, PFPX has already said it's too heavy. It can't fly. So let's stick to what we know, what will work. So instead of 19.3, I've got 16.9. Then in terms of the fuel, we've got 3.7. And what was your fuel? Let me quickly go have a look there. 3.7. Your fuel was 5.3. So again, there's a hell of a weight difference there. I am 4.2 tons lighter than what you are at this point in time, so that's a very important note. I'm not going to use a transition. Let's skip that. That was fast. River. Right, so from river, like we said, we're going to go straight then onto finals basically. That's good with me. I don't have a problem with that. Cost index 6. Reserves. Where's that thing? Right, let's have a look. See, maximum is 395. Alright, so it's giving us leeway. On my flight plan in my OFP, it suggests 160, but on your one it said 180. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to stick to 180 to stay true to your one in this instance. And we're going to skip that because that's not going to be relevant. I'm just going to quickly look back at my notes. 41. Ah, come on, dyslexic again. Sorry, guys. There we go. Did I take off 2? We're going to have to climb a bit fast, so we'll do that. $37.42, correct. 4 minutes left. We went a bit fast.
Light slow. Pull up. Wind shear. Wind shear. Wind shear. Terrain. Terrain. Pull up. Obstacle. Obstacle. Pull up. Airspeed low.
Adjust vertical speed. Adjust. Climb. Climb now. Climb. Climb now. Climb. Crossing. Climb. Climb. Crossing. Climb. 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 Clear of conflict. Descend. 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 Crossing. Descend. Descend. Crossing. Descend. Descend. Descend now. Descend. Descend now. Increase climb. Increase climb. Increase descent. Increase descent. Maintain vertical speed. Maintain. Maintain vertical speed. Crossing. Maintain. Monitor vertical speed. TCAS test. Pass.
Two minutes. One, two, three, four, five. Now I broke it again. Ah, there we go.
Ground to copy. Tow is driving up.
Okay, guys, I'm not sure if you can see this or if you are wondering. I've just lost the connection to the chat. This new stupid YouTube server studio thing is obviously a mess, so I won't be using it again. But for now, I've lost all communication with you guys, which is sad. I'm not sure if it will auto reconnect or what, but there's no text for me.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
We're wrapping up the final paperwork here to get you on your way momentarily. I want to thank you so much for your company, and we invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Again, welcome aboard.
Captain has to have a fast seatbelt sign with your seatbelt. Passengers, take your seat out this
Weird.
All overhead bins are closed and all passengers are seated.
Operation complete. Set parking brake. Disconnecting tow. Standby. Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. We'll see you next time on have a safe flight.
cabin is secured. Have a good flight. Approaching 25 right. On runway 25 right.
Eighty knots. E1 rotate. Positive rate.
I'll be with you in a second. Give me a chance to just get up in there. Yeah, it's been a while. I'm having connection difficulties with YouTube on this new studio. It was a good idea to test it, but it's not a good idea to keep it at this point in time. They're going to have to fix it quite drastically. So yeah, just glad you can see it. It's kind of weird if I do not have any communication with you guys. Seems there are quite a bit of issues with the stream. I do apologize. I'll have to review it, see if I keep it. Then I hate seeing all the logs and everything just now telling me it's disconnected, reconnected, disconnected, reconnected, and all these things. I have no idea what it looks like to you guys because I can only see half of it. I do apologize for that, but the flight's going very well so far. I mean, there's no issues that I can detect at all thus far. It's a very interesting flight, this. Very nice.
Safety, we recommend that you keep your seatbelt loosely fastened in case of any unexpected turbulence. We have an excellent team on board today, and we are all happy to offer you any assistance you may require throughout the flight. Our in-flight entertainment has begun.
Yeah, I've just lost the internet again and it came back again. Seems my internet connection all of a sudden is very unstable. Even my son is complaining, so nothing much I can do about that. The ISP is obviously fiddling on the line. Hey Adam, good afternoon. Right, so we need to descend to 2000. I'm just going to quickly run through all the preparations here. No, for sure, George, it's not much. It's a very quick flight, this one. It's actually a nice test flight, I must be honest. I'll keep it in mind for some more testing, because it seems to give me most of what I need. Adam, no, one never uses reverse thruster while in the air. It's only on the ground. The only way to slow down your aircraft is with your landing gear and with your speed brake and your flaps, and it works in that order. So you can perhaps run the speed brakes before the time too, but there's limits. Each one of these hardware elements have got limits as to when you can deploy them or not. So the typical first thing we do is drop the gear. The second thing we do is use speed brake, depending on the altitude and the speed. Those two might change around, and then very lastly, obviously your flaps will induce drag and slow you down more. George, yeah, that's correct. But I saw Flight Tampa in the week has announced that they are going to release the EHAM very shortly. If I recall correctly, Flight Tampa was talking about it, and they actually showed. If you go onto the threshold, the article I think was from the threshold. Go onto the site there and have a look. It looks amazing what I saw. Hey, Warren. Yeah. Alright, so apart from the auto brake, I'm configured. We're ready for the descent. We might as well just use one. I'm ready. There's the top of descent happening already. It's busy pulling back. So there was definitely no hesitation on the aircraft side to do any pull back, anything. The engine spooled down, the descent happened automatically. %100% for me, sir. 100%. I did not touch a single button on the MCP. After I set the altitude down to 2000, which is my final approach fix altitude, don't touch that thing again. Let's quickly have a look, see what you said. Okay, thruster retarded, but it didn't descend. I wonder why. I don't know. You got me. Just as a matter of interest, let me show you. I'm on 46. So we've been there. You go 335, 46. And like I said, you're not the only guy who complained about this. I have no idea what happens, why not. Can't say. Just works for me. I don't know if you maybe just want to review the procedures I used or something in the video. I'll leave it up for a short while and you can maybe decide from there, but other than that, other than a procedural issue, um, I'm not sure. If you want, start the flight. Just do the same flight, but start the flight with the Cessna 172. When you are at the gate, swap over to the Zebo. Let's just see that we don't have an issue where maybe one of the scripts failed or something. So if you can do that test flight for me, I would appreciate it, because if you load the Cessna, it gives George, did you manage to find the information in my private hangar OneDrive thing? Ah, yes. Okay. Not sure if that actual link in the chat still working was actually tested. man. It appears this descent is going to take longer than the whole flight. This descent is a very lazy, slow one. Wow. My frame rates sure suck in this area. George, no, that cost index is just how we fly the actual aircraft in South Africa. You can use whatever CI your airline uses, like 6 in your case, for KLM slash Ryanair, whoever it is. It's not going to make much of a difference. The only difference you will see is if you go put in 100. If you put in 100, you're going to climb much faster. The engines are going to be performing much, at a higher RPM, more thrust and stuff. But between 6 and 20, you're going to have like a 2 or 3 knot speed difference. It's not much. Maybe a little more, but it's not going to be much. I just use 20 because that's how my airline flies it in real world. %, I understand. Okay. I fly for 6 different virtual airlines with the Zibo and with the Airbuses. So they each usually give us what they want. In the real world, we use 20 this side, but on the VIs, it depends. It's varying. So just use what you're comfortable with. The Zibo is made to use them appropriately. So if you put 6 or 100 or 200, it's going to change accordingly behind the scenes and give you whatever you're supposed to get. So use what the OFP tells you.
Thousand to go. $2,500. 5,000 feet, stabilize Mr. Perch, altitude 7.
Studio 5.
Approaching
That's awesome.
36,
I've
right.
done my fair share of emergency landings in the Zevo as well. It's always fun. Always, I love it.
500. 400. 300. 200 minimums. 100 minimums. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Damn it, this rudder is sensitive. Thanks for the subscription there, much appreciated. Right, well, we made it and everything worked automatic and there was no issue. George, I don't know what to say. I'm sitting here thinking the whole time, what could be the problem? The only thing I can think of is a script failure somewhere. It's the only thing that logically makes sense based upon what you told me, because I entered very similar values. We've discussed the difference in weight. That sure as hell is not going to give you a problem where it will not descend. It's got nothing to do with the weight. It's just by the by something I noticed. The only thing I can think of is try the flight again. Start with the Cessna 172. When you're at the gate and the flight has already started, then you switch over to the Zevo. You just go to start a new flight right there where you're sitting at. That way we can ensure that all the scripts load and there are no script failures. And then you need to come back and report back and say to me what you can see or not see and what happened or did not happen. Because at this point in time, everything... Thank you, George. Yeah, everything worked fine. Thanks for the compliment there. So yeah, I don't know. For me, it's perfect. I hope you figure it out. If you can give me more feedback as well for the other guys, because like I said, also you're not the only guy complaining. I don't want to go fly a test flight for each one of them, but somewhere there's a discrepancy in a script failure, or that could be on the Zevo side or a procedural fault on the user side. I don't know. Only you will be able to see what you do compared to the video now. So I'll appreciate your feedback. Studio 5, thank you for the compliment. Yeah, it's important to do the flight planning and the OFP and everything properly, then come into the cockpit and then replicate everything that is on that OFP. Make sure that it is inbounds. When I started this flight, the very first thing that I noticed when I did the OFP was the aircraft was overloaded. It was too heavy. The flight was just too short. It couldn't carry the weight that was expected by SimBrief. And unfortunately, if you don't know what to look out for, like something like that, SimBrief doesn't tell you. How does a user know if you're not a real pilot or familiar with the simulator to that extent? You're not going to know. So there's a lot of pitfalls that can actually bite the flight simmer quite badly, which is sad, unfortunately. But anyway, I need to move on. George, you know where to find me. Send me a note, please. Keep me informed. Let's see what happens. And guys, enjoy the rest of your weekend that's left. Cheers for now. Thanks for watching.